Hi guys, welcome to part 5 of my Holtzclaw interrogation analysis. So they are about to introduce a second potential victim, which up to this point they have not done. So he's about to get blindsided with more accusations.
Okay. You probably not necessarily going to remember the name, but her name is Terry Morris. Okay. Black female. Supposedly you promised her a ride to the city rescue mission. Does this ring a bell?
No.
You did a traffic stop with her. She thought you ran her for warrants. Clicking. Drove her around.
Mm-hmm.
No.
My name doesn't. I don't recall a name like that.
She's claiming the same thing. The exact same thing. And here again, for whatever reason, things are pointed at you again.
Right.
Okay, so Terry Morris, the allegations were she was walking in a bad area of town. He was on duty. He came by her. He pulled over. He got her into his car somehow. I think he promised her that he would take her to the rescue mission, which is where she was going. And then he wound up driving around town and eventually sexually assaulted her. And the modus operandi was the same in that he turned off all of his stuff in the car, so there was no official record of what happened.
Now this was before even this incident this morning. Traffic stop, not logged in, all that stuff.
This morning?
No, this has been a little bit ago.
Okay.
This was here just a couple of weeks ago. Okay. Anything? Do you remember stopping?
I don't recall a name of Terry Moore.
Well, I wouldn't remember a name.
How about black female downtown, city rescue mission? That's what I was trying to jog your memory.
I haven't been to a city rescue mission.
I didn't say you made it there.
Have you promised anybody a ride to the city rescue?
I haven't asked anyone to ask me to the city rescue mission.
No.
Okay, so again, he's saying, oh, well, it doesn't ring a bell. He should be saying, I've never heard of her. I've never had anything to do with her. I have never sexually assaulted anybody in my life, let alone these two chicas. Y'all are nuts. This interview is over. Call me when you have the DNA evidence that will certainly exonerate me. That is what an innocent man would say. Okay? And so then they want to talk about she said she was going to the rescue mission, and all of a sudden he's deflecting again. He's going, well, I never offered to take her to the rescue mission. I don't take people to the rescue mission. That's completely missing the point, and she's about to let him have it. She's going to be like, dude, that's not the point.
I have to ask you, did you offer to take anybody to the city rescue mission?
No, I don't offer anyone because I don't like going there. To be honest.
Now, he said, no, I don't offer to do that. Again, he didn't actually answer her question. The question that he answered was a question that was not asked, which was, do you as a matter of general practice do this? Okay, he's saying, well, I don't offer. He did not say, I didn't offer to drive her to the rescue mission. So he has not denied this accusation.
Yeah, I
Don't like dealing with what?
I don't like going over to the city rescue mission or anything like that.
Okay. How about any stops of a person just walking, even just downtown? Anywhere downtown?
No. I don't, in Spring Lake I don't go downtown. Besides if I go to class in, not class in, but Western and Maine to Valero's. To
or the jail.
Or jail.
Or headquarters, property.
Right.
And you just don't remember doing any of those type of stops?
No.
Not in the last month or so?
No.
Do you run everybody that you come in contact with?
Majority of the time.
Now, again, do you run everyone that you come in contact with? That means, do you feed their information into the computer to see if they have warrants? Okay. He's saying the majority of the time. I believe him. That's true. The majority of the time, sure. He's probably pulled over and run thousands of people in his 3 years as a cop. But we're not talking about the majority of the time. We're talking about specific victims. He did not run them. And that was because he did not want there to be a record of him encountering them. That's why.
Didn't run old girl this morning.
The 50th.
50th and Lincoln.
No, I didn't run her.
The other girl that he's talking about is kind of making the same allegations, and that's weird.
Yeah,
It doesn't look good.
That's weird.
Whoa! Hold the phone. He just admitted it doesn't look good, and then he gave one of those nervous little laughs. An innocent person won't say that. I mean, put yourself in his shoes. If you were accused of a sex crime and somebody said, well, you know, there's another person that's saying the same thing about you, I wouldn't say, that doesn't look good. I'd say, well, then she's obviously crazy too. Because it didn't happen. Right? Not, oh, ha ha ha, yeah, I guess it doesn't look good, but you should believe me anyway because I have a badge and a gun.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. So, no, I don't. No one with the city rescue mission. Never been asked, never been offered anyone to go there.
Do you give people rides sometimes?
I do give people rides. I do.
Because sometimes I'll be like, I am not a taxi cab.
I'll go.
But
Have you always been in your new car? I mean, have you ever had it down? Driving another?
I've had a wreck on 20-something King where it was down for a little bit. Starting out, was in pool cars, but this is my take-home car.
But I'm saying in the last month, have you been driving any of the older cars?
No.
black and white versus the solid
I think
black.
this is the only car I've been in.
Now, this is important because most of the officers at this point in that department had traditional looking black and white police cars, but the department was transitioning over to all black police cars, and only a very small number of officers had all black cars. Holtzclaw was one of them. And both of the victims that have been mentioned here described it as a black car. So that automatically narrows it down a whole lot.
Have you ever driven a black and white car?
I have, yeah.
When was that?
Right out of the academy. Regular Crown Vic.
But when you wrecked your car and it was down, what did you drive?
Crown Vic, black and white.
A black and white one.
Right.
When was that?
A year ago, maybe?
Okay. How long have you had to take them for?
Probably a year and a half.
And it's been this one.
This one, yeah.
So you wrecked it 6 months after having it?
Somewhere around there,
That sucks.
yeah.
Was it your fault?
No.
Well, that's good.
What do you think about all this?
Heads out here. I want you to take this exam and get this over with. I feel embarrassed because going to the station.
Well, that's why we try to handle it.
Right. And I've heard of officers going through this and whatnot, and that's something I don't want my rep to be, about. I'm a good officer. I don't. That's not me.
Now, anytime someone describes themselves as a good whatever, a good officer, a good parent, whatever, very suspicious. And it reveals that they know that they aren't, at least in some way. So, for example, if you have a mother who has her kids taken away because, she's smoking crack, let's say, this mother might love her kids and want her kids to have a good childhood and to be healthy and happy and provided for. And so she might try to reduce her culpability or kind of distance herself from blame by saying, well, I'm a good mother, right? Or I know I'm a good mother, despite what you are saying, police, family services. Same thing here. He feels compelled to tell them he's a good officer, which means he knows that he's not, at least in this aspect. So that's very revealing.
It's not me.
Are you circumcised?
I'm circumcised.
Just asking. Do you have pubic hair?
Yes.
Well, I mean, some people manscape, as you call it.
Right.
You groom?
I groom.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not random crassness. They need to know if the victim's descriptions of his genitals are correct. So asking him if he's circumcised, that's a good way to get into that. Most men in the United States are, so it really doesn't narrow it down too much, but still, it is an important detail.
So do I.
You got any identifying marks around your penis?
I don't.
Just the plain old penis, huh?
Plain old penis.
Plain old 14-incher.
I don't know what to say about that, but...
See, shut up. You just had your opportunity. I just don't know what to think. Would you take a polygraph?
Yeah, if you want to take a polygraph.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a solution. Do you know how slow DNA is?
I don't. I do not.
Slow. You be willing to take a polygraph on it?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing about a polygraph. Polygraph results are not admissible in court because they don't prove anything. What they do is they display a likelihood that the person is being deceptive or not. So, cliff notes on the polygraph. It's also called a lie detector test, but that's a misnomer because it's not what it does, okay? What happens is they hook you up to a bunch of sensors that monitor your heart rate, your respiration rate, and skin perspiration. And then they ask you some control questions first, like, is your name, Jim Bob Smith, right? Do you live at 123 Fabulous Drive? Okay. And they're watching as the machine will reveal what your breathing is, what your heart rate is, how much you're sweating. Then they start asking you these questions about whatever the issue is at hand. And they're looking for a change because when people are going to lie, did you murder that guy? And you're going to say no. If you're lying, there's a high probability that your breathing will change, your heart rate will increase, and you'll start to sweat. So it can help detectives confirm their suspicions that this person has guilty knowledge. But again, he could have refused to take it. And as far as I know, in the United States, you can't be compelled to take a polygraph if you're accused of a crime. But the fact that he's willing to take it tells you that he is so sociopathically removed from the trauma that he inflicted on these people that he could probably pass a polygraph. Because it really doesn't bother him. Isn't that awful? That's awful, man.
Get that set up.
That's kind of delving off different, but you married?
I'm not married.
Girlfriends?
Here and there.
Kids?
No kids.
You're big. You on roids?
I'm not on steroids.
A little bit?
I've been always,
which I don't care.
I've always been a big...
I'm not the dope police.
I've always been a big bone guy, football athletic.
You got more than big bones. You got big muscles,
I work out all the time.
Do you?
I do.
Where do you work out?
At a 4-star gym off of May, about 63rd.
Yeah. No roids at all.
No roids.
You do all the protein drinks and all that stuff.
I drink a lot of protein.
That can damage your kidneys, just so you know.
So.
If you...
Okay, I think I'm actually going to stop this here. They're going to start talking about steroids and protein supplements, working out supplements, which is partly to relieve the tension, but it's also because, there's a lot of people that believe that some of these supplements, I guess you would call them, particularly those that contain hormones, can make you more aggressive, and it can also increase your sex drive. So they're probably curious as to know if there's something going on there with that. Anyway, that's about it for this installment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!